Nigeria has one more confirmed Ebola case.
The outbreak shows no signs of letting up. The latest victim in Nigeria is a nurse who was treating Patrick Sawyer. He's the first American victim of the outbreak. Sawyer's family lives in Coon Rapids. He was traveling from Liberia to Nigeria. Health workers say this is the worst Ebola outbreak on record. It's responsible for at least the death of 1,000 people in 3 African countries. There's a large community of West African immigrants in the Twin Cities, and many are personally affected by this Ebola outbreak.
Yeah, that includes a Brooklyn Center woman who in the last 2 months has lost 9 family members to the deadly disease. Cynthia Singbi-Quina and her husband moved here from Liberia 3 years ago, leaving most of their family behind. She says that in June, she learned her father was hospitalized back home. Days later, he was diagnosed with Ebola and then died. His death was then followed by other family members who had been taking care of him. And Angela Davis sat down with Cynthia today and talked to her about the ordeal and what people here can do to help. What a traumatic, awful situation.
Absolutely, and yeah, it is very difficult to describe what it must be like to lose that many members of your family in such a short time. Cynthia Singbi-Quina is clearly still processing it and trying to figure out what she can do to help her surviving family members who are sick, possibly with Ebola as well. This afternoon, she shared a plea for help for Liberia's people and Liberia's hospitals.
My mom, dad, sister, niece, nephew, in-laws, cousins, they were all caught up into it.
This summer, each phone call from Liberia has brought news of death.
Every time you pick up the phone and you receive a call, it's like you receive a message that this family is dead, this person is dead.
Is this dead? Okay. Cynthia Singbi-Quina showed us photos of her father and mother who died, followed by her younger sister who had just finished college a few months ago. Ebola has also claimed the lives of teenagers in her family.
We need people to help our hospitals. Our hospitals. We got a very poor hospital system.
She's hopeful the medical community here in the U.S. will offer more assistance to stop the spread of Ebola and that people here in Minnesota will join efforts to donate supplies.
We need support for our country. We cannot fight it alone.
Cynthia is particularly concerned about her one surviving sister who still lives in Liberia. Because of the fear and panic tied to Ebola, she's been isolated.
Your entire family died in a month and a half. It's just so scary. I'm just so confused. I don't even know what to do.
Now, there is a group called the Minnesota African Task Force Against Ebola here in the Twin Cities, and they are asking for donations to send to Liberia and other countries to help stop the spread of Ebola. Now, they held a supply drive yesterday on Sunday, and they collected things like disinfectant wipes, face masks, goggles, gloves, bleach, shoe covers. And there's another supply drive that's taking place this coming Sunday at North Hennepin Community College in Brooklyn Park. And once we get the details, they're still working out the exact time and location on campus of that. We're going to put that on WCCO.com/links.
Now, how is it exactly spread? Because it seems highly contagious.
Yeah, well, we've been reading about it, and it does require direct contact to be spread. So that means through body fluids like saliva, blood, urine, sweat even. And apparently the most vulnerable people appear to be hospital workers and family members who are taking care of the sick. And that's why that protective gear, the supplies that they're trying to collect, that's why that stuff is so important, because it'll help protect hospital workers and family members.
All right. Thanks, Angela.